Good evening, this is Fallen Dice, and welcome back to my streaming playthrough of 7 Days to Die Undead Legacy 2.6. Get the repeats off. So, as said last week during our last stream, this is going to be the last stream for our Undead Legacy playthrough. Basically, we have completed the decorations. We've got power, lighting, all the rooms look fantastic. And the Horde base is beefy and ready to go, ready to be tested. So tonight, the day 91 will be our final Horde. I upped everything. So, night zombies, Horde zombies, they're all, instead of running, they're at sprinting. I went to insane for the level of this game we're playing. This could end up being a huge mistake because I still want to spend today going and doing our last bit of questing, kind of testing out where we are. Okay, more 10mm. All my turrets take 10mm, so we need a lot. I do also still want to make some for myself. Okay, we have power available, just haven't turned it on. Okay, so this is also going to be taking the stuff we don't want, giving us gunpowder. I want to make sure we have all of the gunpowder we need. And do I have any more coal powder working? Holy cow. Nope, we just have a ton of... Oh, geez. Forgot I did that at the end of the episode. Okay, yeah, we do have some coal powder. I mean, I guess we just stick it in here. Oh, man. It's funny when you get to an end of a series like this where you've just put in a ton of effort, and it's like when you go to make something, it's like, yeah, I'll just make a metric buttload of it. Because, I mean, you can. So that's kind of where we are. So I'm going to get... I may come back and take from here, depending on where we are up top, because I want those ones are going to be the ones I really want maxed out. So let's actually take a peek. Do I have to go up to the third or the fourth floor? We'll try the third. Yeah, I think this is where I can reach them. Okay, so you guys each have one, and then some. Yep. So we do need more of that, and I think you guys are shotguns, right? Yep, they're just for getting the buzzards. Okay, we've got 2 days worth to continue to grind our ammo. do think what I want to do here, I don't really ever use this. This is kind of like that, oh crap, you know, they broke through, because they start shooting everything on the ground as well. It's just a waste of ammo. On the other hand, this is like a special, oh, let's have some fun. Looks like I can't just shift click it in, of course. You know, that'd be too easy. Okay, you guys are full. So at some point tonight, I'm just going to turn this on just for the shits and giggles. And we'll see how crazy this gets. I still need to make sure the one down there is good, because that's the one that's working right now. Let's see, I don't think I have any 10 mil up here. Yeah, I'm not using anything with that. Cool. We do have a little bit more 10 mil. Because I want to now make sure that this one up here, which is the one that's working right now, but it's not going to work as well, because like I said, zombies are like zombies on steroids now. You can see I actually did go through quite a bit of ammo here. Cool. So yes, we need more 5 mil. I need to make sure I've got enough of the other stuff that I have, because we're going to be using it quite a bit while we're out and about. Okay, plenty of shotgun. 50 cal is probably the one I'm hurting on the most. So I have 24 AP and then 178 regular. 5.56 I've got plenty of. 7.62 plenty of. I think that's all I have. I don't have a 7.92. That is a sniper round, but I no longer use it because I found a much better sniper. We do have the extras of you. We'll see. We might do something with that later. Right now, I just want to get all this completed, and you're supposed to go there. Make sure I got all this on here, too. Okay. Oh, nope. Had you in there. There we go. And you into here. Put you down here. Swap you to there. Your tool as well. But now I should be able to make quite a bit of this. So that's going to be 1790 after I'm out of coal again. So I just need 1042. Close enough. And you're going to continue working. And I think what I want to do with what I currently have a lot. I forgot about that. And I was making, was it over here? Yeah. I forgot. Okay, so that means technically, I had 20 something. I definitely want more. I'm gonna go 200. I'm gonna probably end up having to use this gun a lot more during this horde with the way everything is set up. And I'm good with all you guys. Alright. What do you have in you? Not what I meant to do.
Great to see you, Master.
Okay, you still have the same stuff. I still can't lock you. Wish I could. Okay, do I have any current quests? Just a treasure map. Alright, let's go and head on over to the trader. See what we can get. Here, hopefully you catch me as we're going. see me, but you're not. Interesting. So, oh, I'll have to look at that later. Normally that sensor up there is meant to turn or power this up. It might be too much power. I never looked to see how much it takes to open this bad boy. So that could be what the issue is. Alright, anything in here? Oh, just fuel. I'm getting better at that. I stranded myself way too often. Oh man, I'm just terrified now of the scorpions. What have I done? Oh man. I don't think I'm going to be out questing at night now. Not with the way I've got things set up. It's already going to be bad enough during the day just with their increased hit points and damage. We may die some tonight. There's every possibility that that could happen. And it's been a while.
Take your time.
Okay, everything's loaded. 15. I don't think I need any more antidotes now. I think we're good.
Yes?
He always had some furniture.
Really?
No, I think I'm good. Special jobs.
Would you
Sure.
that it's rare to find honor in these dark times?
Okay. Got the crack a book.
Do me a Godspeed.
Alright. Let's try that one. I know that one gets kind of crazy. So this should be fun. Like I said, we may die a few times here. But we're gonna have fun. Like we're doing something I've never done. We're setting it up to levels I have never actually played before. Alrighty. That's not the right quest. Yeah, you should be that way. I guess I'm still kind of going the right way. Kind of skipped a little path I made for myself, but this thing handles well enough that it does okay in the wasteland. Still not as good as the motorcycle, but it is close, and it does way better on these curbs. The motorcycle just absolutely sucks when it comes to those. Man, it's gonna be like saying goodbye to an old friend. We've been playing this, streaming this for quite a while. I am kind of excited about something new. Definitely looking forward. I haven't played Veins since I streamed it, just because I didn't want to get too far ahead of where I was and want to continue learning that game, hopefully with assistance like we were getting that first night. So fingers crossed that'll be a fun streaming series up until Subquake finally is able to do the finishing touches on the Undead Legacy 2.7, and then that's going to be a fun one.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Man, I don't know why I'm getting the yawns all of a sudden. I was recording some stuff for YouTube, no issues, and I start streaming here, and I'm like, oh boy. Alright. I am killing a lot of things before I even think about going up top, just because I don't want anything coming back for me. Okay. Yep. And we do still have Feral Sense on. Oh, you just dropped a golden... Okay. Anything good? Oh, we got some ammo. Actually, a decent amount of ammo. Oh, I had that one lined up perfectly, too. That one, not so much. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be attracting a lot of attention here. come on. No, 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 no. Okay, at least you weren't. I thought I was getting snuck up on by a scorpion. Hopefully we should be close to getting all of the local spawns. So that I can actually go up and do these. Well, it's a good thing we're at the end of this series. Oh my goodness, I didn't know I could do that. I literally just blew up my Dune Runner. That...
My sensors have picked up
I didn't know
something.
you could do that. You just too far away? Oh man. You're not. Well, my car's gone. We're not going to be bringing a ton of loot back. Alright, I think we've killed enough to be able to move on. And now that we're up here, you know what? We're not playing this game. I refuse to play this game. I don't like this game and I don't want to play it. Okay. And apparently I am super thirsty. Okay, all the way up. Jump over here. Okay, I definitely need to take care of this before we go inside. I can't believe we just blew up our Dune Runner. If this was anything but right now, I would be I would be a little upset. But that was funny. Yep. Alright, where are we at?
I've got a
Water
bad
and
feeling
food.
about this.
Sounded like a cop making some noise. Well, if they want to come get me, they can come get me. Alright, let's start off with the old shotgun. But I'm probably going to quickly move over to the automatic. Because this place is about to erupt. Got this thing set pretty high, but apparently... Yep, there we go. Okay. Alright, yep, we graduated. Just a couple, I'm still doing okay. But with this, yeah. Whew. Wow. Okay. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, this place is nuts. I mean, it ranks up there with some of the crazier POIs these days.
My sensors have picked up something.
Especially when you're like at that very beginning, like the first part of it. Like you just get into a POI and you end up... I think it's Grover High is something kind of like that. When you first get to that roof and then you... It's not that you're bummers right away. It's a continuing spawn. Like you keep coming sort of like over and over and over. Where's my health? I don't see it, so that must mean it's good. I believe if you have damage, it would show. Kind of surprised I don't have damage. Honestly. But I guess they never really got close to me. I think the radiated feral wife is probably got the closest to me. And the ferals now are also going to be running. So like I said, this is going to be far as the streams goes, we're going out with a bang. Okay, that's where we came in, right? No, might be the first room. That's where we. Okay, that's right. That's where chaos erupted. Okay, this is going to be all about making sure we have ammo. Wait, I only have. Okay, well we're using you for a while. I don't have a lot of 7.62, and that's not good.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I'm using actual shotgun ammo now, so it's actually spreading a little bit. So before, like where I was using the slugs, I had to have like a direct headshot for it to do any damage. Now the ones surrounding them are also getting to take damage. So this got a little bit more useful and fun. We'll throw those together at the same time than they were before. Which, I get the slug. You know, if you're... There are times when the slug is good. But Horde Night or things like this, I think it's better to have... You're not always going to hit exactly where you're aiming for, so to have that be a penalty, not the best. So I'm going to enjoy using the regular ammo. For Horde Night, maybe, because, you know, we got them kind of lined up and then they get stunned with the electric fence post, which hopefully that doesn't break. Okay, there we go.
Master, we are not alone.
Doesn't have as much of a punch as the other gun does. It still does all right, though. So let's bring everybody down here. And I can definitely see my health missing out. Yeah, tonight's going to be interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm going through ammo rather quickly. I need to make sure I stay with shotgun as long as I can. Because that's less pray and spray and more focused. Okay. Speaking of, that's another downside to slugs. They suck versus vultures. Trying to line that up, and you know, regular shotgun, man, just need to be close, that's all, and you're good. Okay, here I don't see. Oh, you're underground. But I got you. Oh, that's right, I gotta go around, don't I? Yep, there we go. Okay, come on down.
Incoming enemies, prepare for conflict.
Whew. Yeah, it's gonna be fun trying some of these tier 5s on the settings we have. I am 100% needing to bring more ammo before we do our next one. Okay. And we've already got a screamer. That's not good. I need to get this cop. This is not good. We've already got a screamer. And I'm infected. Yeah, this is not good. I hear a dog. I don't see it. Okay, where are you, lady? 'Cause I need to take care of you as quickly as I can. She must be outside. Oh, she's trying to get in over there, isn't she? Wow, that's how much damage this shotgun does. I'm just blowing through. I thought this was bulletproof, but I don't think it is. now her Horde is coming up. I may not have brought enough ammo.
My senses have picked up something.
Oh, that's right. I did this to help myself. Now I'm pretty sure I'm helping them. Okay. Luckily, I'm not really in this for the loot. I don't really need anything right now. This is just for the lulz, so to say. Gotta find some way of passing the time to our final Horde night. And now that our projects are complete, we just get to have fun and play. So we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna basically be doing tier 5s probably until we're pretty much about done. Good grief. This thing is blowing through bulletproof like it's nothing, like tissue paper. This is all the stuff she summoned. Where's the stairways? Okay, yep, this is about to get crazy. Am I treated? Yep, but we're almost cured, which means that we'll be able to be injured
Incoming
again.
enemies, prepare for conflict.
Okay. And I'm poisoned. Of course I am. You were waiting for me. Good grief. Okay. Still gonna need something for the last part of this. But this almost is just as bad. Okay. Got another screamer. Good grief. You're loaded, you're loaded. Whereas normally I would try to kind of safe this. I think I'm better off just going down and... Yeah, you were supposed to be fully loaded. I literally just hit load on everything, I thought. She got off a scream, didn't she? What I don't want to do is if there's a screamer horde inbound, I don't want to be downstairs and then have myself fighting a major fight both fronts. During the horde tonight, it's mostly going to be the 50 cal. I might even have to go repair it partway through. That's why I'm okay using this ammo. But again, we have almost a full day before we fight that one. So let's get the bad boy. You are doing the most damage of everything. First. Hopefully we get through the majority of the really bad stuff before I run out of ammo on this thing and have to reload. As soon as it does, we'll switch to the other one. Okay, we're almost done with the POI. Turn-in wise. Okay, I think the last little bit is right over here, it says. And we're done. Then we're still got probably one more screamer horde yet to come, would be my guess. Yep. get her before she screams. Or she's seeing through walls and screaming at me
I've
again.
got a bad feeling about this.
I think she's over here on the outside. I'm pretty sure she's gonna scream even though she's nowhere near me. Wasn't you. Let's just shut you. Let's go get our loot and get the F out of here. Because I'm pretty sure we're just going to screamer loop now. And she's just going to keep screaming. And then once I finally do get rid of it, then it's just going to be another screamer to come up and... oh yeah. That's what I said before. I don't really care about the regular boxes. Okay. I hate that noise. Okay.
My senses have picked up something.
Yeah, we can make wheels. Someone's banging on the door up there. Probably have as much as we can handle. Okay, just about. See, yeah, it's just a never-ending loop. They don't. There is no cool-off time like there's supposed to be. Like the intentional way this is supposed to be is after you get a screamer horde, it's supposed to be a cooldown loop before it resets the heat. It ain't resetting. I'm looking for my car. Yeah, it's not resetting. It's just like a constant loop. It's jacked up to maximum heat, and if you stay in the area, you're just gonna loot. You're just gonna run out of ammo because they're just gonna keep on calling them over and over and over. But we did complete that one. We are definitely bringing more ammo with us for the next one.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
How good does the spear still work? Yep. Oh, I see a doggy. Saw a doggy. Let's head back, turn this in, see what they have to offer. Who knows how much I actually can get off of this. Again, there's really not many things that I'm looking for, except for maybe higher tiers of some of the stuff, but I've got my endgame weapons. Got badass machine gun, badass submachine gun, badass sniper, and badass shotgun. So, yep, we're... Gosh darn it. I hate the scorpions. And I hate the fact that I've got to run home because we shot up our car. Oh boy. 15:20, not bad. We're moving along on the day. Still got to figure out what I want to do for the night. I maybe set up my turret and do some mining. Is there really a reason to mine? I don't think I need anything. Well, we'll check and see. Make sure I'm able to repair everything. Maybe I make a bunch of spikes. I haven't done that yet. Let them all hurt themselves for a while on spikes before they make our way through it. Yeah, I have a feeling my thirst is going to be in danger here shortly. Every time you take an antidote, it just your thirst meter is completely out of whack. All right, 300. At least the only scorpions I got were the normal ones. And I don't know why I would just say that. I think I should have the other... Well, make sure everything's loaded. But even the shotgun, I need to have it on the machine gun. Probably the actual machine gun. Especially if we get a green scorpion. Because they were already bullet sponges to begin with. What's funny is before I jacked everything up, everything was trivial. I wouldn't call that tier 5 we just did trivial. And I can't put silencers on things like this. This badass machine gun, couldn't imagine if I could put like a silencer. And I know that makes no sense, but it also doesn't make sense putting a silencer on a shotgun, but apparently we can. Time is it 15? Say we'll put this turn the quest in, go up to the base, probably dump it in a drop chest, go get the motorcycle, make sure we don't blow it up, and then we'll see what the next one is. I'll look and see what are available. What are those flashes for? God, I love those street lights lit up like that. Looks so cool now that we've got the power like this. And I am looking forward to seeing this after dark, because we got that finished wiring up during the day, so I haven't seen this at night, but I am excited about that. And my guess is maybe I gotta figure out what that's plugged into, because I think that was plugged into the solar.
Greetings, stranger.
So we may not have. I'll have to look and see if it killed the batteries. I'll see what the issue is.
Thank you. And
What the heck? Jonah's Rex Blade Sword. What the heck? And I'm sure it does nothing compared to what I have. Well, not super bad, but I always notice, like, when people could put these cool, epic type of weapons, pockets finally, they never really compete with like your end game stuff, and usually you don't find them till end games. Closest would be Shamway.
I like you, friend. Great. I look forward
Okay.
to seeing you
Do I
again.
have anything I want to sell? You didn't want that. Oh. No, I'm not in the selling inventory. Okay, that would be why. How much are you worth? I'll probably keep you just because you are unique. Oh, there it went. Actually, I was wondering what happened. Don't need steroids anymore. Got plenty of those. War and Iron Spear. It's funny when you get like, an S tier or an A tier of something, but it's something you'd never wear.
You come back sometime.
Okie doke. Shamway it is. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a streamer before we finish it, which is going to be at night, which means everything's going to be running. Whew. Should be interesting. And you are still... Yeah, I got to look and see what's going on with this. Okay. So I got rid of you, so that means everything's either going off of you, which is 300 watts of 300 watts. Hold on. If I can turn you off, because apparently you did finish up. put away. It's heavy because it's a bunch of lead and brass, more than likely. Yep, now we can move. Previous to me jacking everything up, it usually killed them pretty quickly. Looks like it's taking them a little bit longer now. Shut this so I don't have a screamer see me. Okay, don't care about that. Already know, I'm gonna learn that. It wasn't the last one. So we didn't max that out, which is interesting. Okay. I need a lot more ammo this time. So I was using 5.56. Oh, I ran. That's right. I went all the way through all of that. So let's make sure. Fully loaded? Okay. Really? Interesting. Oh. No, I don't know why. Okay. 5.56. Let's get you full on that. Okay. Get rid of that. Let's just get another 100 regular. We do have more 10 mil now. You go here. That's plenty for tonight. Or tomorrow night. Okay. Plenty of shotgun. 50 cals, a little bit light. I don't think we're going to be using that as much. Okay. That's right. I was going to turn you off. Turn you off. What is it at now? Yeah, so when it's like that, yeah. We already had a ton hooked up to that, which means a lot of places were not working because of that. If this is still hooked up there, I think I put all the lights on that. There we go. Yep, that's what it was. Okay, no worries. We're heading off this way for a Shamway.
Master, we are not allowed.
Yeah, Droney, I know. At least this one's not as far away. And Nava's getting high. All the fences, all these POIs with fences makes it so hard getting around. And I'm sure in, looks wise, it looks great, especially when you're developing, but in practice, not as much. Alright, let's stay out here for a little bit, see if our feral sense brings us any wanderers before we go inside. All our ammo's filled. Weird, that last one, man. We had just stuff coming from everywhere. I'm tempted to just go in. Alright. Let's do it. I know I've done it before, it's just been a while.
Incoming enemy. Prepare for conflict.
For some reason I had my headlamp off. Which is funny, playing Rebirth now. They have batteries and they go bad. And I believe in 2.7 it'll be similar. So it's that whole thing of maintaining and then of course having it die at the worst possible moment. Is just Murphy's Law. Again, I don't really need anything, so I'm not going to be looting all these boxes and stuff. We're just doing this for the lulz. Plus, I'm curious to see how tough it is on Insane. Again, I've got really good gear, but still. Got a cop shooting. Yeah, these irradiateds are a little crazy. Okay, I hear somebody. Or was that him dying? Alright, I just need to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Just a box.
Master, we are not alone.
Oh, sounds like another cop somewhere. Must be outside. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be doing a lot of looting. It's just a person there. Oh yeah, I remember that place. Playing 2.0 and stuff, it's so much different because they were able to put so many unique oh my goodness. Wandering Horde. So many mechanics and things happening, you know, when you're in a POI. And I don't know for sure that it wasn't there before, or if it just wasn't utilized as much. Now that Wandering Horde we just went through, that's something that they would do on purpose, and oh my goodness. Okie doke, let's keep backing up. Eventually we gotta get that cop. Woo-wee. Wow. Wow, but fun. Okay, is that the room cleared? Check everything out, make sure. Yeah, it looks like we probably cleared this place out. They all came. And then, yep, we gotta go up here. And that'll take us to the next area. Interesting, so I suppose those were other possible areas where they can spawn on me. And then fall. Doesn't appear like any of them did, though. Not that we didn't already have enough. Okay. Nothing to do but to drop here. And I guess get ready for a warm welcome. Lots of hugs.
Master, we are not alone.
I know, they're coming for hugs. Oh, is that another wandering? Lots of utility workers, which you would expect at a factory. Oh boy. That's what I was hearing as through the wall. I got the sneaking suspicion that there's like a hole or something that they came. Because we've definitely been here before. Yeah, I think up is the way to go. But we had to take care of the zombies that apparently spawned behind us. Or whatever Wandering Horde, or whatever that was. Whatever they came from. to get some more eventually here. Jeez, can you imagine everything coming awake all at once and just falling on you? That would be some insanity.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, normally I would run over there to get the loot. This might actually be where we're supposed to go. Yeah, I gotta go backwards here. I might have missed something. Jeez. And we are infected. Yeah. Okay. Seem to be relatively safe in here. Don't want to. That's my last one. Oh, that's not good. Oh, it's treated still. Okay. Let's take some vitamins. I think what's happening is I kept getting hit and then it would extend the timeline. Alright. I need to go over whatever the other pathway was, because yeah, there was like this room over here. Yeah, not here for the loot. Oh, actually I am, because maybe I'll find more antibiotics. Wait, was that? It was herbal. Nice, we did find another one. Okay, so if I do get infected again, it's not my last one. Nice.
Master, we are not alone.
So many noises. And you never know. Tier 5's making all the stuff, attracting screamers. You never know if it's part of the POI. Ooh. Okay. Wow. That was some Twitch reactions. Is that better than what I got? No. Okay. Just checking. I am glad that I switched shotguns. The other one only took slugs. This one I think is more fun to play with. They both shot fast. And they both did a lot of damage, so I didn't really give anything up other than I have a choice now. So I can choose whether I shoot slugs or shoot regular buckshot. I don't know if this is the right way or the other path was the right way. Of course, we'll try both. As you do. Yeah, that is definitely the way to go. So what was the other thing I was looking at? Oh yeah, down here. That's just down to the floor. Okay, no, we've already done that before. You know, it's so much freeing when you're doing a POI that you don't care about loot. You're just in it for the fun of it. Tend to spend so much time stopping and looting and, you know, between one part and the next. Okay. I'm pretty sure the outside was the way to go. I'm not sure the point of that. But here we are. I think we're going up. Oh yeah. Remember some of these places. Lots of utility men. Now we got the green boys. It's a waste of ammo. Okay. Is that everybody? Pretty sure this takes us to another dead end. Yeah. That's areas we've previously already been. Another game I've started playing over the last couple days, surprised me more than anyone, is Arc Raiders. I'm usually not into PvP, especially like the extraction ones, you know, losing your things. But one of my good friends, my niece's birthday was Sunday. We did her party at my house on Saturday. And they came over, and he basically was asking if I had played it or not, because he's been playing it.
I've got a bad
My biggest thing, I
feeling
think,
about
with
this.
a lot of those PvP games is having to play alone. I'm not good at them, and then you're always running into groups of people, and it just becomes a not fun thing. Like, I've had Tarkov since way long time ago. I just don't enjoy it because all I do is go in and lose my loot, lose my gear, the stuff that I start with. But this is different. I started playing with him a little bit, and it match makes in a really cool way. If you're solo, it matches you with other solos. If you're a duo, it matches you with other duos. And if you're a full squad, it matches you with other full squads. And then it's not as complicated. You know, like Tarkov has a million different types of ammo for all the different types of weapon, and you're... No, it's light, medium, and heavy. That's the way they do ammo, and that's the way they do their weapons. And there's quite a decent amount of different types of weapons, so it's not like it's completely lacking in there. And a lot of it's easily craftable with stuff that you can go out and farm. So the whole, you know, being afraid to take your gear out because you're going to lose it isn't quite as good. Like, if you find a piece that you can't quite make yet, then you're, you know, that's still there. But the thing is, too, it's like, you know, all you got to do, you can choose to do a free loadout, and then you get the random guns, which I think is similar to, like, all the other extractor games. And then try to get some stuff back.
Prepare for conflict.
So again, I don't know, it just doesn't have, it's like a casual, kind of like Tarkov is what I've heard people say. Which is good, because that is definitely more my speed. Am I supposed to run and jump? Oh man, is there a light here saying this is where I'm supposed to go? Did I come up? I need to get over there. Okay, what's a better, easier way to get there? This is. Right? Can I make the corner? Okay. Haha. I think I really was supposed to parkour that. I'm not a big fan of parkour. So, yeah, he played with me for like the first, you know, couple hours that I played. And then, of course, my schedule is very different than most people's schedule. Just, at least right now, the people that I know. So he had to go to bed. He had to work in the morning. This is my work, so for me it's a little bit different. So I was kind of playing on my own, and I spent like an entire day going out, and I'd say more often than not I would succeed. And the people on this game are probably, you would say, way nicer. There are still the people that'll kill you, but a lot of them are really helpful. You know, it's like I said, it's a different kind of game than a lot of those extraction shooters. So it's really cool that people are willing to help you. And sometimes, you know, you definitely get the PvP. But I've been having a good time. Like I said, it's a different than any form of those kind of games I've played before. So it actually, the word I'm looking for, it's I don't know. But again, like I said, I've had a good time playing it. So, I don't think that's going to be my streaming thing unless I finish up Vane and we're still waiting for 7 days or Undead Legacy to update. Then maybe.
Master, we are not alone.
All right, here we go. Bring everybody this way. Are there more coming here? Nope. Okay, so far no. Keep everybody ahead. Oh. I need to get you before you disappear so I get credit for this. I hate when they fall down and then they spend the whole time trying to get back to you. And you just want to complete the POI. Yeah, if you haven't tried it yet, I mean, I would say it's definitely worth playing. Again, I'm not typically kind of a guy that plays those games, and I haven't really gotten into the PvP action yet. Other than getting PvP'd. Definitely had that happen. I don't know. Maybe at some point, I always feel bad. So, after I get done with this, I got a little more editing for my Rebirth Moonlock series that I recorded tonight. So I can get a couple ready tomorrow and Wednesday. And then I'm probably just gonna jump back on Arc Raiders. Yeah, I am having way too much fun on that. It's just so well made. So, all right. Why do I feel like I missed something? Because I didn't. It's right here. I'm glad that I'm able to do this one with mostly a shotgun. I miss being able. Kind of miss having the shotgun being a viable weapon. Okay, that takes us up to there. Why did it feel like the ground below me was breaking? Oh, there you are. I think we're supposed to go that way, but first I want to go up this way. They're giving us multiple choices, and typically I'm not a big fan of those. All right, whoop. I love being able to use a shotgun as a way of opening small things too. Is there not a way up here? Maybe from the inside or something. I don't know. Okay. I mean, I could definitely pull out the Valkyrie and make my way in. Okay, you're broken. All right, good, good. Just making sure I'm not supposed to go that way. Ooh. First shot was on target. Second one, not so much.
My senses have picked up something.
It's nighttime. They is running now. I don't think I'm supposed to go down there either. Keep going this way. And I'm wondering if this, when I was playing the last week, I went into I think it was the Shotgun Messiah headquarters or factory, and I was thinking the top had this like room thing that you went into that I remember being a bit difficult. Now I'm wondering if it's this one. Maybe this one has it. Once again, multiple paths. Why do they both look like they're open? Which one's which? That one goes up top. Okay, we haven't done this yet. I was too far away for it to fully kill them. Wonder if this is just meant to make completing this more difficult. Oh, you forgot to go through one door. Now you're in trouble. All right, that doesn't go up any higher here. doesn't mean it's not going to go up higher. Yep, I think this. Yep, this is the one I was thinking of. Okay, I remember back in the day being terrified of that room. Now there's way scarier POIs than that. Okay, that goes into here, up, and then I go down, and I think that's where there's something down there. Yeah. Oh yeah, I do remember this. And then you fall
we are
down.
not alone.
Okay, I may have to. Yep, we're swapping it up. Yep, I remember this room. Oh, alright. Keep away, reload. Is that a screamer? I got one apparently outside still banging on something. Oh, this takes us up there. Is there one that takes us down? I remember there's a bunch of stuff on the bottom. Yep, that's a fake one. Alright. I mean, I might as well. Whoop. I do need to go back outside. Like, I haven't completed it yet, so I got stuff that still needs to be completed. Get some ammo. A bunch of Shamway boxes. Lots of food.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Is that our wayward son? Oh, that's right. I forgot I have a bunch of. I can just auto pick everything now. Okay, where are you? Are you somebody that felt? You are. Okay. Now it's saying the last of our guys to get are down there. Okay. Yep. Another little. Okay, and then over there. Jeez. All I'm doing is dismembering this poor lady. These are just random people that came to bug me. I must have missed a turn. Should have took a left at Albuquerque. Stop over firing or over shooting over their heads. All right, we're done. Yet another tier 5 completed. It's about 11 o'clock. I need to go get more ammo cooking. Okay. Did I get those shits? I did. There's more stuff to look at, but you know what? I just want to get done. Boom. I can't tell you how many times I wish I had one of those just for a quick getaway. Alright. Motorcycles here. Okay, head back to base. Hey, not too bad. How are you? I'm about ready to say goodbye to the world. Or to this world. Be our last Undead Legacy stream is tonight. We're going to finish it off with a bang. Big old day 91 Horde. I cranked everything up. Insane difficulty. All that stuff. So we're just going around for the lulls and doing tier 5s. while we wait for the day. Okay, I finally get to see this. Been waiting to see this at night. I finished the lighting during the day on the last stream. So I put up all these outside lights and stuff. Oh, nice. Something weird with the way it's lighting up coming in, though. Nice. And then I've completely finished the furnishings and the lights and everything. Feels good. Now to get everything put away. That's the worst part of going out and questing. It's getting everything put away. At least, you know, you can shift click, you know, or click all the like stuff into it. I know that used to not be a thing, and man, probably one of the best quality of life things that they ever put in. Oh, I did not mean to do that though. Shift clicked at everything in here. Nope, you do go in. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of the Rebirth, and man, being able to do that without having to open up the boxes, that's nice. Okay. Hey, how's it going? Was it Azerithius? Nice. How are you doing tonight? Got the dual stream going, so watching back and forth between the two. Good times. Okay, that was almost all my stuff. Actually, I think we're just gonna put that in the sell box here. And then we gotta look at our ammo. Grim Dawn. Grim Dawn. Is that like military, or is that zombie survival? Sounds like it could go either way. Maybe more like a ARPG similar to Diablo 2. Oh, okay. I wish so badly Blizzard could have gotten either 3 or 4 right. I don't know. Since Diablo 2, it's never. I was addicted to that game. I would play that forever and a day. Not the new stuff that they got these days. It's not the same. Especially with like the seasons and stuff. I don't know. But all the I don't know if they call them clones, but all the newer versions of the games, a lot of them kind of found like what they should have done with the follow-on Diablos, but they wanted to reinvent the wheel, so to say. Okay, that was the last of the 50 round. Oh my, I don't need that much 10 mil. Let's make 2,000 of that. How much of the AP do I have? 324. Oh my goodness, that's so much. I have 400 HP on the 5.56. It wouldn't be a bad idea to make some. I don't want to make AP with the 7.62 because if I got demolishers in, the last thing I want is to be using that. We'll go 500 of you, and maybe whatever's left of HP here. Yeah, and some games that. Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I started with Diablo 1. That was my introduction to PC gaming in general. My parents went to. I lived in Alaska, and my senior year, my dad's father had colon cancer and was pretty much took a turn. So we all drove from Alaska back down to Minnesota, just so we could the goodbyes and all that kind of stuff. Whole family gathering, and I got to stay with my uncle. He was the computer guy, and he let me play this new game that he had on his computer, which of course was Diablo 1. I think I was up till 4 a.m. Like, I couldn't put it down. And as soon as I got back, that's all I wanted to do was to get a computer so I could play Diablo. And I remember I bought... My first one was a Pentium 2. Like, I don't know if anyone remembers how long ago that was, but I got that up, got it loaded, and then I was playing Diablo, and I ran into some people that had like on a battle net, they had a guild. I think that was what they were called. I don't know, but they invited me to it. Yeah, the Venom days. So yeah, I got invited to it. It was the Fallen Lords. It's actually where my nickname comes from, Fallen Dice, because I was at the Fallen Lords, and everybody was FL and then their name. And it's funny because I remember back in those days, like you had to stay and man your channel. Like you would name a channel, and they would have wars between other clans and things where people would come in and try to take over their BattleNet channels. It's really weird days. But from there, it went to StarCraft, and then StarCraft 2, and on and on and on. So I remember when Diablo 2 came out, I actually got in on the beta, and it was pretty much like the first 2 maps. You got to go to the graveyard where you fought like the first real boss, and that's as far as you could go. But me and my friends, we played it over and over and over. So when it came out, yeah, probably one of my favorite games of all time, just looking back nostalgia-wise. Even now, you can still go and play it. It's such a well-designed, and I remember back with there when you found like a gold drop, it was huge. Not like the more current ones where every boss you kill is dropping 2 and 3. I don't know. It's just the way it is. And then that money grab they did for that mobile game, I didn't even touch that. I heard like the amount of money some people were putting into that game. That's crazy. I wonder if I can actually make any upgrades. Yeah! And then now, it's what sucks, because Blizzard isn't the same Blizzard, that we all know and love. As soon as they got bought, now they have, it's different, and then bought again, so now you have Microsoft, so it's like they're bringing in apparently a new in-game currency for WoW, like paid currency to buy stuff or something, or seasons, or I don't know. Part of that the new expansion's coming out, and apparently people are not happy. I need to move where I can actually grab it and put it away. Yeah, just I don't know. I have a buddy that works there, and you can't blame the guys that work there. They do what they're told. It's sad that that's where things have gone. I hate the wires in here. I was almost tempted to go through and fix this, because if you go up here where I decorated up here, like I spent most of the last stream digging out walls and placing relays underneath the walls, so you can't even see the wires that are going through here, lighting everything up. And it's all connected to switches, and it's an art. Like I remember back in the day, because you can see where the wires kind of go into the wall. Like that used to be the normal. And then the Fun Pimps finally made it so the only way you can see the wires is with the wire tool. But Undead Legacy here still has that. I think he's Subquake's talking about making it an option so you can choose whether or not the wires always show. I don't know. I think it's kind of like a badge of honor to make things as hidden as possible. I mean, I practically would have to have that on top of here, and even then I still think it would kind of hang low. But I don't know. This version of the game with Undead Legacy had limited decoration options, so I still think I did pretty good with what was available. I wanted to get like the founder paintings to go there, but all they have you can really grab is like the movie posters. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. And we'll be testing this out tonight, but this should be fun with a set on insane difficulty and everybody sprinting at me. I'm curious to see if I turn it full auto, if it could take them out, or if it's just going to be kind of assisting me. P90. P90. Oh, the gun. Oh, Okay, I was like, what? Yeah, dude, this one's all right. Like, it's good. Like, this one I had for a long time when I got it up to A quality. That's what I was going to look and see if I could upgrade anything. This Vindicator, though, is this the Adjudicator? Good God. First off, it looks badass, but it's... These two guns, I think, were the best ones as far as I wasn't... Like, it wasn't jumping all over the place. I can literally, you know, aim at something and it pretty much stays right where I'm aiming, which is good for, like, fighting the Horde. The amount of lead this Adjudicator throws is kind of crazy. I should probably see if I need to fix any of you guys up. I don't know if you guys are damaged at all. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I almost wish you could get Screamer Hordes during a... Or Screamers during a Horde just for tonight. Just that final test of this thing. One of my favorites since I played Golden. I went... Did they actually re-release it? I know they were talking about it for a long time, you know, with Xbox and Nintendo, but I don't know if it ever actually happened. I know there was a lot of talk about it, though. Once Microsoft went to be more friendly with Nintendo than they used to be in doing cross projects and things. But yeah, GoldenEye, that was... Did you do the old LAN parties and stuff? Yeah, that's sad. That's really sad. I know there's a lot of people really looking forward to that. Yeah, that reminds me of the old LAN parties back in the day. Everyone coming over to hooking their stuff up together. So the funny thing is I didn't have like friends like that, but being in the Navy, and this was back when I was like a junior sailor, and we actually ran our own network. So it wasn't connected to anything on the ship. We just had a bunch of Cat5 cable that we ran through all the little things and put them into each one of our spaces. And then we, you know, brought a computer and we hooked that up to be like the server. And so we could play on the ship during deployment. You know, when you're out at sea for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time in between port visits, get kind of bored when it's, you know, when it's your time off. So we had a blast that time because they were all connected. You know, everybody took all the movies they had, put them on there so you could literally go through and pick any movie you wanted to watch and watch it. And one of my more fun deployments when we did that, that was when Dota was first kicking off. So that was still played on, was it Warcraft 3? I think Warcraft 3 was where Dota came out. There was another Diablo-like clone, but it was like Greek. I can't remember the name, but yeah, we had a lot of fun games. Before that deployment, one of my buddies there downloaded everything for an old vanilla World of Warcraft server, so we got to kind of play some of that while we were underway too. My later deployments, I played 7 Days to Die. I would actually work on big giant builds and stuff while I was, you know, because you tend to have shifts, so it's kind of weird to explain to people how it is in the Navy, especially when you're, you know, underway and out in the different theaters and whatnot. So depending on the number of people that you have to do the job, can be anywhere from what they call 5 and dimes, which is 5 hours on, 10 hours off, 5 hours on, 10 hours off. And it sucks because you keep, you know, the schedule kind of keeps shifting. We got port and starboard, which is basically 6 on, 6 off, 6 on, 6 off. And that kind of sucked. That was a lot of the operator guys that were in, you know, combat that would have to do that because there's just not a lot of people for all the different positions. And then the good one is if you could have like 4 6-hour shifts. So then you'd be on 6, off 18. You'd still be doing work in between. So it was, you know, it wasn't like you had the whole time off, but your actual watch was better that way. My last deployment, I went out and got this really good qual that would help me, you know, advance. And the only downside was there was only 3 of us that stood that watch, and so it was 6 on, 12 off. So then every single day, my shift moved over 6 hours, so my sleep schedule just was terrible that whole deployment because every day the time I would go to sleep was 6 hours earlier. And to the point where you'd be sleeping during the day and then sleeping in the evening and then sleeping at night. Like, oh, that was rough. But, you know, that's what you do. Alright, let's see if there's anything that I can actually update or close to updating. Oh, God. Nope, I don't. I feel that's going to be most of my stuff. Maybe? Do I have anything I can cook? I don't... Well, titanium. 6 of that. Do I have any coal left? Could I make more of the... Oh, jeez. How much of this stuff am I making? Okay, I could make 360 with that, or... That'll give me some steel. I got way too much of this stuff. Yeah, if I could upgrade something, that'd be kind of cool. I think all the stuff I have is probably almost at a 50-50 chance of it succeeding, which is heartbreaking when it doesn't work. If I can make 35 more of that. I think I have a bit of titanium, so I should be able to make... Oh, that's all. Oof. Less than I thought. And that's for the sniper, which I'm pretty much going to be using all tonight. How about you? Oh, well, that's the thing I had before. I think you're fine. You would be super expensive to get to S tier and then to even get the tier after. Yeah. I think we're pretty much stuck with what we have, except for I would like to try to turn you, and I have a 75% chance of getting it to a B level, so it's just a better color. I could go out and do some more mining, but okay, I just need to remove all the mods. Wish me luck. That's one of the things I think he's making a change to, so it's a little less punishing if you mess up. So all the stuff that I have here, including all the rifle parts I have and all this stuff, if this fails, it's just gone. Ah, it made it. Okay, good. For me to go up to the next one, be the same amount of that. I could get that. It's gonna be hard for me to get. But I think I ended up getting a whole nother mod slot, which that's actually not bad. Luckily, it actually succeeded. The last couple of times I've been trying this, I have not been as lucky. Okay, I have one more slot, so let's see. What do I want to add in? What do I currently have? I've got the silencer, got the scope, got the magazine extender. I don't think you fit. So it's either... Yeah, I should probably go with the rad remover. So I'm feeling we're going to get a lot of irradiateds and stuff. And that's basically disables regeneration. So once I hit them, they're pretty much staying damaged. Okay, 4 o'clock, back to day. What do I want to do to spend my last day? Prior to this, I was missing one sconce, so I was kind of... What? I'm gonna have to fix that. So the room didn't kind of flow the way I wanted it to. I could put one more here, but that would require me digging out a whole bunch, or breaking down a bunch of these blocks, trying to find where the... Although, my guess is... Yep, that's up there. I can see that one up there. But... yeah, I think I'm happy with where I am right now. Who'd we have out here? Sometimes I'll get the scorpions, and they, for whatever reason, keep going up and down, up and down. So they'll trigger my turret over there, but it takes forever to kill them. But it looks like it was somebody else that came over. Oh yeah, there we go, soldier.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, he was sitting on it. I never thought of that. Wait, why Why are you still shooting? What are you shooting at? Yeah. Fell on top of it. Okay, there we go. There's him. This is such a... it's an OP setup. It literally electrocutes him right there on top of the plate, and then it shoots him in the back. And I got a switch down there that'll flip these two on. And then it'll... the crossfire down there with them getting hit in the back. Yeah, it's a little bit rigged. But normally I probably wouldn't go quite so... Because even on top of that, I've got the... set up here where they fall so they don't actually get to me. They think they can, but the screamers see through walls. They see, so it's like they're cheating, so I figured I can cheat a little bit too. This, it's funny because I was always afraid of stuff like this. Not afraid, but you know, experimenting. You go with what you know. So I had all these, you know, cool doors and things that I could have used like forever and a day, and I never did. So I challenged myself this time to try to use them all. I'm very happy I did. This is actually a lot of fun using all these different types of blocks and things. Oh, I never covered you. Shape. There we go. That's covered. Yeah, if I were going to be here longer, I'd probably go around and patch up some of these things, but I don't know. She's where she is, and... Oh, that's what I could do. I forgot all about that. I need to extend out the floor. Actually, let's see. Do I want to go to 2, right? Yeah, I'm just going to... You can go down. I'm getting off early. It really is, and the best part is having the motion sensor set up to there, so that when I come driving in with like say the van or something, it opens as I drive up. Same thing over here, catches me as I come through. So that was the whole purpose of this entire thing. I spent like a half a day trying to figure out how to wire it from both sides, and I just had to put it up there. I wanted it so there was like, you know, it would sense you on both sides, but that doesn't work yet. So now I just come like this, and it's... And when I got this thing full of stuff, then I just pop it up here to the second floor, and then I can basically transfer everything from there over to my stuff and then bring it back down. The only thing you got to be careful of is if you leave this up here and log out, when you log back in, it's on the ground, and you don't want to accidentally have the elevator come down. It's kind of funny though, because the thing just starts jumping and taking damage and stuff. Speaking of taking damage, I used to have a dune runner. I blew it up today. I was trying to shoot at a zombie, and I hit my car, and it went kaboom. And I don't think I have the recipe to make all the stuff. Yeah, I was just like, at first I was kind of shocked, and then I just started laughing. I mean, it's my last stream, so whatever. It's like, I'm like, man, if that had been earlier on, I would have been so upset. Because I don't think I learned how to make the recipes. I think I found some of the parts. I could make that. And yeah, I never learned the dashboard or the frame, so I can't even make it right now. I would have to go out and try to find them to buy from the traders. Oh, that was a good laugh, though. Didn't even cross my mind as I was shooting with my sniper rifle that I was going to explode my best vehicle. Okay, I thought I was making a bunch of cobblestone blocks. I am. Can I move with them? Not really. Alright, where's my drone? He cannot get in here to save his life. He just struggle buses it. Yeah, I wanna... It's uneven. Where I'm so slow. Droney, come here, take some of this. The only problem with this being powered, if there's no power, you can't get it open. You can't manually do it. Alright, come on. There we go.
All systems.
Yeah, I just need to extend this part here. Let's see. I think some of this is already the right size, so if I do that, I can... Or not. Well, this is. And then once we got this done, we'll just paint it. Just need to make sure that there's none of these areas that are... Cool. Nope. That'll make this easy. Lines up here. I'll do one side at a time because I don't know if I have enough blocks. If need be, I'll just go get some more. Or make some more. Just gotta go to the, I forget what the table's called that makes this stuff. It's a weird one. It's the only time I ever use it is when I'm trying to make blocks out of these. The artisan table, I think. So what's funny is, I got the recipe to make this thing a while back. And I made it, and of course it was the lowest possible version of it, but it still destroys everything. So I was rocking that, and I don't remember how many resources I spent to upgrade it, but I at least got it upgraded a couple levels. And then I ended up finding it in a loot box right after that in a better quality version of it. So I'm like, okay, swapped over to it. 2 streams later, I get a second one. So I've got 2 blue Valkyries that both dropped in chests. Never had to upgrade them at all. Because you saw how much it was when I put that in there, the upgrade table. Trying to upgrade these is stupid expensive. And again, if it doesn't work, you just lose all those materials. It is painful. Yeah, I'll get this all cleared up and then I'll paint it. It'll be a bit damaged probably at the end because I have a feeling we're going to get some quite a few demos, and the cops are my biggest problem. And I think I never thought of it. Holy cow. So they'll come up here, I'll shoot them, and then they like fall off, and then they blow up either down here or they walk up and blow up there. I spaced that. Uh-oh, we got a screamer coming.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
Yep. Here we go, incoming. Those guns that are up there actually catch all the zombies down here. So if I pop that off right when a cop falls, they should be able to take care of that issue. Yeah, she jumped, and of course I was out of ammo. I don't know how many times I do that. I go to fight something, and I get the perfect headshots lined up, and nothing happened. I get a click. Okay, who's firing? And why? Oh, yeah. What's funny, is it this one or one of the ones? Like, I was shooting chickens trying to get, like, meat, and you'd hit them, and they would literally fly halfway across the map. It was the most silly thing ever. And then I just started doing it just because it was funny. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can't get this finished. I don't know if I have enough to do both sides, so I want to see how much it takes, because I gave the drone half of what I had for blocks. So if I'm able to complete this with what I have, then I should be able to do the other side. If not, I need to go in and make some more, and I'll figure out how many to make based off how many I use here. Yeah. It looks undone. And I went through a lot of effort to figure out the right blocks and things to put the shapes and textures, because it's so easy to make a base that's a square, that's a rectangle, that's just a box. And I'm, again, challenging myself, trying to find ways to make things look less box-like and more, I wouldn't say realistic-like, but cool. And this was a hard part, because before I did this, these were just these straight things that went up there, and it just, I don't know, it looked spindly little legs, and I don't know, I didn't like the look, so it took me a while to find, oh, and I missed a spot there, to find the right blocks to make it do that. Because the arches, arches are made for specific purposes, and trying to combine different types of arches to make what I was looking for, and it still didn't. I wanted it to be more of a gradual slope down. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, like I think that was like almost an entire stream spent doing that, trying to work it out and, and make it fit right. This part here, this is something I pretty much can do in my sleep now. It's kind of like my go-to design. And were you aware? Because for the longest time I wasn't. But you see how I've got 3 fences that come from one single post? So you only have to power the one, and you could actually send it to as many different things around as you wanted to. I didn't know that for the longest time. I think the way I found it out was by accident, because I just assumed that if I clicked the wire and went to a different one, it would just go away. It didn't. At first, I thought it was like a bug or something. And I was like, oh my goodness, they're going to patch this. And then I was looking at the tooltips or something like one time, and it actually says that that's an intended mechanic, which is, I don't know, in my mind it's kind of cool because it makes it way easier to cover there. Because if it was just one wire going down the center, because they'll push each other around and they'll basically get out of the wire and then they'll kind of come at you. But because of the triple wire that spreads out, as they push each other out of the way, they continually get electrocuted. So it's like shooting fish in a barrel. The only problem is the last 2 hordes. So I call it moves and counter moves. So this was just a plate there. I put these round ones here because I'm assuming maybe it went through the side or something, but a cop blew up right here. The trigger plate stayed, but the fence post in here got destroyed, and so I lost my electrocution, and they were just sprinting around, and it just made it a pain in the ass. So I did a little bit more structural, making sure it's safe, but I didn't put anything around this one. So when the cop down here blew up, it blew up the power to it. So I've had 2 hordes in a row where my system failed miserably, and I spent the majority of the horde trying to shoot at sprinting zombies that just kept running and, past me. Yeah. So I'm hoping that tonight I've fixed all the issues that we had from the previous ones, and it should be a fairly, I don't want to say boring, but it, kind of in a way, a boring horde means you did it right. Cool. I used less than half the stack, so I should be fine to go through and do this one, and then I can get the paintbrush out, and this part will finally be complete, because if you haven't played Undead Legacy before, the pain that is crafting blocks, that is crafting cement, that is crafting all the things. I mean, I don't know how many times you could play a 7 days map and get to day 91 and still not have the best of all the equipment. That's saying something. It's almost like a Diablo kind of like thing, where you can get the best item and you can upgrade it. It's just like I said, you have to gather a whole bunch of resources, and then you gotta cross your fingers and hope that it works. Because I think the first upgrade from like E to H or something like that, I forget which one it is, it's 100%. And then the next one's 95%, and then 90%, and then it just works its way down until eventually when you're trying to do an S tier upgrade, it's like maybe 60% chance to succeed. So technically that means it's like 40% chance to fail. Yeah, like I said, it's gut-wrenching when it doesn't work. And then you can't even try it again, because usually you barely have enough resources to do the first attempt. So you go a few days of gathering to try to have a second chance at it again. But again, I think that's one of the reasons why people enjoy the Undead Legacy so much, because it's not just a cakewalk. It's not just given to you. You actually have to earn it. It is, and he has talked about this, because a lot of people, voice their frustration, and so I don't know exactly how he's done, but he's mentioned that he's tweaked the system, so I don't know if it just made it more expensive or something, but you you don't have the chance of it failing. So that's like the big part. So we'll have to see. Again, he's not a fan of, you know, just running through and getting all the best stuff right away. You know, you might get an item, but you're not going to get the best quality or version of it. So I like that. I'm more excited with the fact that he completely redid 7 Days to Die or the Fun Pimp's power. He did what they couldn't do. So the problem I had with my gate over here and the fact that I could only have one power source going into it. So when I was trying to find a way to make it so I could have a motion sensor on both sides feed into it, you can't. Because if you take one into it from one sensor and then you do it from another sensor, it undoes the connection from the first one. Like, you have to go daisy chaining it. There's no way you can add more. And he completely changed that. So you can attach as many different types of things. The amount of work that he put into the electricity system is crazy. And the way he says, that was like, it was more than just the electricity. The stuff that he did, the programming that he did, opened up the way for a bunch of his other systems that he wanted to work on. And on top of that, it also made it so that every time the Fun Pimps make their updates, they don't break that. Because that's his own code, and that completely runs... it doesn't change what the Fun Pimps' power did, it replaced it. So, a lot of people are excited. He showed a lot of pictures of things hooked up, and there's so many different power generations, and then there's levels of it. So it's kind of like weapons, you know, you got the pipe weapons, and then you get the iron, and, you know, it's kind of like that. So there's different variations. So of the solar power, there's different levels, there's different generators, and all the different things. So everything is, you're constantly upgrading, which is, in my mind, it's a lot of fun. And the workbenches, right now, I've got everything maxed out, but it's like, you need a carpenter's bench to work with wood. But then you need a carpenter's bench tier 2 to basically make, you know, the more advanced storage things. And then for the best ones, you need a, you know, carpenter's bench tier 3. And so all the workbenches are like that. So a lot of the better recipes, even if you happen to be out in the world and you loot a magazine that teaches you how to make this really cool thing, you still need the proper storage or the workbench to be able to craft it. And so that's something that you're always out looking for, is the different materials, kind of like what I was doing with the weapons. So you're out there looking for all these materials so you can upgrade the workstations. And then when you get one upgraded, then it's like, oh, cool, now I can see what else I can make now, because it opens up a whole bunch of recipes. And learning recipes is also cool, because in, you know, normal 7 days, you have to find the magazine, or you have to find the recipe or the magazine that increases the skill that allows you to craft the different things. For Undead Legacy, they've got the research bench. Some of the things you have to find a working one and then spend a bunch of knowledge and some other stuff to learn how to make it yourself, which, you know, reverse engineering is cool. For other things, you know, if you find it, or if you research, you can just make it. So, in fact, I can go and show that right now, because I still have it here. So, like, I can come over here to this research station, which is tier 3, and if I wanted to learn how to make a blacksmith forge, you know, this is the materials I would need to be able to research it, and then I would make it at the, where's the actual blacksmith forge? I think that's probably made in the workstation. Nope, artisan table. So to make that, I need this. So you have to spend resources to learn how to make it, and then you come over here to actually craft it, and there it is right there. So you can either organically find the item in the world and learn how to make it, or you can spend these points here, which you get from scrapping recipes that you don't need or don't want. Each one of those scraps to 50. I have way more that I need because I've maxed everything out and I keep getting more. But it's cool, like all these little different, you know, mechanics and stuff that he's programmed into the game. It's just, it's a whole different game. Hey, what's up, Erox? How you doing? We are about to fight our very last Horde tonight. I am excited though because that means I get to play some more Vane. I haven't touched it since the stream because I wanted to keep being fresh, but man, I'm excited. That game is a lot of fun. Alright, let's just cover this. Yeah, you know what I did today? I blew up my Doom Runner. I was outside, I think it was the Crack-A-Book HQ, and I was fighting all the zombies that came up to pay me a visit. Yeah, it was like a utility worker that kind of got stuck in my car, so I was shooting him with my sniper, and all of a sudden the thing just blew up. So apparently I was hitting the car, and it literally exploded right in front of me, and I just started laughing. I mean, like, it's a good thing this is the very last episode, because I would have been very unhappy. Yeah. Oh man. The look of surprise on my face is probably hilarious because I'm like, I didn't know that could happen. But yes, it sure can. All right, let's match this up as well. So how's your world been doing? Is it beating the hordes like you were hoping it would? Tonight's horde for here, I got it jacked up to insane difficulty, and we're gonna send out this baby in style. I did 2 tier 5s on insane. Oh, it was fun, crazy fun. Of course, halfway through the Crack-A-Book, I started getting screamer hordes too, so you know that was added to the craziness. I'm just doing the last little touch-up things, making sure this all runs over there. Do you like my lights? I finally got to see them tonight at night. Looks cool. Dude, I started playing 2 nights ago. My buddy was here on Saturday for my niece's birthday, and he was asking if I'd played it yet, and I was like, I was telling him, it's like, I usually stay away from those games because I hate losing stuff, and I don't know who to go on and play with, and he's like, dude, I'll play, and he bought it for my kids too, so all 5 of us, had the game, and of course, you know, I started playing with him Saturday night, learning a little bit of it, and then he went to bed, and I kept playing it, and then I played it all day Sunday, and I think I'm up to like level 17 already. A blast, you know, even going in solo, it's a fun game. So yeah, no, I feel you. I had to tear myself away to make some more of the my Moonlock episodes, and then I gotta edit them, finish editing tonight, and then I can go back and play Ark again. Oh man, countdown to the final horde. Alright, I need to go see where I'm at with ammo. I had some cooking. I'm pretty sure that tonight it's just going to be my sniper rifle going off on them. I should be safe. I recovered everything, so I shouldn't have anybody blowing my stuff up. And I've got a couple more turrets up there now pointing down that I can turn on for a little assistance, and then I realized I could turn these ones on for when the cops go down and they'll shoot them down below. So I think I'm safe. I'm more worried about the cops because with the insane difficulty, they're kind of like bullet sponges. So I'm concerned. Level 17 as well. I hate it, but I don't love it. I'll give credit though, as someone who likes either extractors or third-person games, still playing it, so that says something. Yeah, and I like the quests so far are cool. I haven't really gone past the space, this launch site or something. The third one, because I tried going to that newer one, and it's like I just got stomped by both the robots and the PvPers. So I go back. I think my favorite is the buried town, or that dust one, but the dam isn't too bad either. I've gotten a few keys. Man, when you go in there, that's some cool stuff you can get, so I'm enjoying that. but I think tomorrow he said we'll be able to play some more. So I'm trying to decide. I want to do Vayne, but maybe I'll do switching between Vayne and Arc. I don't know if maybe I can play some Arc tomorrow because that's when he has time to play. Yeah, like right now you go in there. Although I did get lucky the last time I went in because I needed to do the quest. I needed to like loot 3 of the droids, and I couldn't figure out how to get out. And I ran across 2 other people that were all solos as well, and they were able to direct me out. Although I will say that part of their matchmaking is really cool. The fact that if you're solo, it pretty much puts you into matches with just other solos, duos with duos, and squads with squads. So you're not getting, grief by, 3 uber geared guys, just by 1 uber geared guy. Alright. Yes, I'm just trying, like, this. It's literally how can I pass the time before the final Horde, because I've pretty much ran out of, like I said, I pretty much ran out of things to do. The power is done. The furnishing is done. Now I just finished the pavement out there, so that's done. I think I might go do one more tier 5. We'll see if there's a different one, because I did the shotgun, I did the crack-a-book, I did the poppin' pills. I have done Higashi. And I thought there was at least one more. I know it was back in the day they only had so many. I love all the extra tier 5s they've added since then. And I discovered that tier 6 infested is crazy. Fun, but crazy. Yeah, time of day. Okay, weekends. So, more than likely kids who are getting out of school. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I completely understand that. Titanium axe, sure. Sure. And you're garbage, but sure. Okay. Poppin' pills, Higashi. Yeah, it's the same ones. Actually, I didn't do poppin' pills. I did the Shamway. Alright, we'll do poppin' pills. Clouds. I was like, it's not nighttime yet. And it's close, which is cool. Yeah, I keep watching the forum, and I don't have any semblance of not hope, but just belief that we're anywhere near getting 2.7 yet. I think he's too much for him to work on still for getting it ready, and of course with everything he has going on. So I remember last year it should be done by Christmas. And now we're another whole Christmas past, so I don't know. I'm always friendly and solo. So what I found is by having my mic hooked up and being able to do the proximity chat, I have, less time of getting jumped. So people that normally, maybe, you can basically have conversations with them. So far, proximity chat seems to lessen the amount of people that actually attack you. I don't know if that's all the way, but usually you'll be like, yeah, me too, and then you're like, okay, good. Then we know we can trust. Usually the ones that you can't, they're not even having conversations. You the first time you notice they're there is when they're shooting you in the back. All right, shotgun. Goodness, this isn't crazy enough for me to pull out the machine guns yet, dude. Going through Crack-a-Book, yeah. Okay, that's a lot of cops. Oh, that's a lot of cops. Way too many cops. No exploding. Oh. And it also depends on where you go. You know, because they show you where the good loot is, and that's usually where, you know, you're getting jumped by people, because they, you know, they think you either got the loot and they want to get it from you, or you're going to be competition, so they... Yeah. If you stick to the outside areas, usually tend to be okay. I remember this place now. I can't remember. I finished, or I thought I finished this thing, and this guy was one of the ones that was holding me up from completing it. Hiding in a wall. Yeah, this is way different than like the other ones where you walk in and the entire floor immediately starts attacking you. Okay, upstairs. Still fun though. I've never played at this difficulty level, especially with Feral Sense. But I realized that when I was playing last week on the stream, it was almost boring. Like I was haphazardly walking through, destroying everybody. I've almost bought it a couple times today because I was getting too confident and had to pull out my old shit cannon, which is the adjudicator. Which usually tends to clear a room pretty well, and it's got 126. I wish I could have a bigger magazine for it. But as long as I'm only going in bursts, it usually lasts pretty good. Unlocked. Is this where everybody's going to come from? Yep. And I am so glad I switched shotguns, because I am loving the buckshot so much better than the slugs. It's so much more forgiving. Like, I really hated the fact that if I didn't square right in the middle of the headshot, it just completely missed him. And then, of course, the guy next to him never got hurt either. I love hitting one guy and 2-3 guys around him go down as well. They get back up, but yeah, it's fun.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Those Twitch gaming skills, man. Reflexes. Uh-oh. Anybody behind me? No. Looks like my armor's taking a beating. Nope, we go outside. Yeah, I don't do these often enough. Like most of the time, like, you know, there's certain level POIs that you do a lot. Okay, this we're switching. This ain't one of them. So it's like I don't automatically know where everything is and what's coming. No, you don't. Headshots. I was walking up to do one of the quests out in the city somewhere, and a demo popped, and I hit him with the sniper, and he dropped a golden bag just out in the middle of the street. It's like, that doesn't happen very often. No, it's funny too though. For Ark, I don't know about you, but I keep running around with the Pharaoh. It's just so much. It's cheap to make. You can even upgrade it a few levels without, you know, using too much of your resources. I stopped making attachments for it though, because every time I died, I was that's the only part that sucked, is if I died with an attachment or with, like, you know, all the attachments. But yeah, and it hits hard. It really does hit hard. Like, surprisingly, I was watching someone was doing a video ranking all, you know, the tiers of weapons and everything, and they like literally had the Pharaoh at like A tier. Of course, you know, upgraded to tier 4, which again is not that expensive, especially once you can make your own mechanical parts. Is there anybody out here to fight? I think this is another area I struggle. Like I miss somebody that's outside or something, and then when I'm trying to complete the quest afterwards, oh, it's here, isn't it? No. See, I don't have an anvil yet. So the arpeggio, is that the one that does the 3-round bursts? I think I got a couple of those, a couple of green ones I looted from one of the keyed rooms. I was trying to take out some arcs with it, and I don't know, it didn't. Maybe I was just my bad aim or something, but I ended up switching to the Pharaoh to finish him off. Okay, can I put something down below you? Okay, I can put you there. Okay, I don't want that there. Can I do a half block? Ooh. There we go. This is always a pain in the butt trying to
I've got a bad
get up and
feeling
around.
about this.
I like that. That works. Yeah, I wanna experiment more with some of the other weapons. And I think I finally got my gun table upgraded to tier 2, like right at the end of last night. I'd taken a break to go down, you know, and watch some TV with my cat. I'm telling you, if I don't go down and spend at least if I don't go down and spend at least 20 minutes with my cat, letting her come, or him, I don't know why I always call him a her, but letting him come sit on my chest. I get in my recliner, kick back, and then he comes over and sits on my chest. If I don't go down there, he literally starts like yelling at me outside the door. So I went down to go hang out with him, and I think I was watching on YouTube. I was watching someone play, and that's all I needed. I just needed to go back, so I went back up and played for another hour and a half before I finally went to bed. It's weird not seeing those nurses and then getting, you know, trying to hurry up and kill them so they stop healing the other ones. Okay, whoa. Don't get caught up. Yeah, in Rebirth, they actually heal all the other zombies. And they can do it pretty quick. So it's like, and if you combine one of them with like the one that gives them like the armor, it's a pain because you hardly do any damage, and the nurse immediately heals them. So it's like you're running around with like 7-8 zombies chasing you, trying to find the one that's buffing them so you can kill it, so you can finally kill the rest of them. It's a well done, what's the word I'm looking for? Mechanic, I guess. You know, added in. Like, it really makes for fun gameplay. And it makes sense for a lot of the things he did because he was inspired by Subquake. So, he was, you know, someone who played a lot in the, spent a lot of time in the Discord and everything. And, you know, he said he was, you know, because of Subquake is why he decided to get into modding. And Rebirth is probably my second favorite mod. You know, Undead Legacy and Rebirth are right there. Both just, it's like they don't do things just to make it hard or just to, you know, punish you. You know, that doesn't mean that he doesn't watch people's videos and like laugh and, you know, manically as somebody screams, you know, for one of his surprises, you know. You know, he can enjoy his moments, you know. I think there was somebody else that was like, that was Minecraft. Vetches, I forget what it was, but he used to design the original Complete the Monument, the, you know, the different colored wool blocks that you'd have to collect, and like the maps that he designed were just evil. And even watching him play them, you know, they were just, you know, but he loved to watch people actually play his maps and, you know, die and go into just a, you know, a non-stop death loop. He, you know, that was stuff that he loved to watch. So I gotta figure people that make those maps, that's what they enjoy. And the Moonlock protocol I'm playing right now, the hive, I've only been through one hive so far, and it's the Pine Forest. that was the craziest POI I've ever done. Like, it was the number of tricks, like, you can triggers and things spawn behind you and yeah, it was used to the maximum you could think of that being used. Everywhere you went, you were paranoid that somebody was going to spawn behind you. And then the final boss, the queen of the hive, chased me halfway through the building as I was shooting at it, running to reload, shooting at it. And I literally, at the very end, because the queen kept spawning the nurses that would heal, so I'm over there trying to kill the nurses because the nurses are healing him. He keeps spawning the nurses, and at the same time, she looked like a dude. Call it a queen, but looks like a dude. And I finally got it down enough that I thought I had it killed. I got cornered. Oh, that's what's going on. Jeez. I got cornered. And I died. And I thought I'd failed it. I thought I'd gone through this entire POI only to fail at the end. But apparently I killed him, and it was his nurses that killed me. So it was like a boom boom. Like I killed him just quick enough, that I got credit for it. So the video is pretty fun. Like, apparently people enjoyed watching me squirm and okay, am I done? No, I have not. Oh, I got White River supplies too, and they're way over there. Who do I have left to kill? See, actually, I think I might know. I don't think I did this whole section up here. I have not. Okay. Yeah, that was a little crazy, that POI. And again, that's the easy one. That's the first. Oh God.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
You think? Uh-oh. Reload. Okay. I walked down and turned the corner and I'm like, oops. Alright, I think I have... Yeah, take a honey. I think I should take a first aid. Eat some bacon and eggs. Drink some water. Alright. I still have to go over there, but I should probably go down and take care of this. I hear the screamers, so I'm going to get interrupted here soon. An entire room. I don't think these are nurses. I think these are some kind of technician, scientist. I don't know. Good grief. That was a terrifying sight to turn the corner and walk into. Okay. Oh God. Green tourist. Okay, we're down to yellow dots. Cool.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for
One of them
conflict.
is here. Oh, it's in this. Uh-oh. Okay, nope. That shotgun takes a little too long to load sometimes. Okay, I've got 2 more dots over this way, and I still need to find the satchel. I think the satchel's going to be the last part. I think I'm going to get the clear before the satchel. So it's on this level over this way, so it might be why I've not seen it yet. It might be around here where the stop crouching, where the utility workers are. Maybe. Clear area is done. Okay. Satchel's this way. Oh boy. You're not part of here. You're part of some kind of Screamer Horde, is my guess. Okay, yep. Uninvited guest.
My senses have picked up something.
I also like the fact that I can hip fire this shotgun with the buckshot better than I could with the slugs. Okay. Oh, come on! I had that perfectly lined up. Dang it. And then I'm out of ammo. That sucked. Where are you at, lady? I know there's more coming. She got a scream off. Okay, there it is. Gotcha. Quest complete. Oh my goodness. You're way too strong. I was gonna drill through you like I drilled through the bulletproof glass, but apparently not. Okay, there we go. We got the Screamer Horde coming in. You dipped right as I was pulling the trigger. I'll at least see what the end loot is. Again, not that I need any of it. Oh, come on, lady. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Where are you? That's the other thing I hate about these old versions of 7 days. There's no cooldown. It's like once you get into a horde, it's just non-stop. Like they're nowadays, at least, once they summon a screamer, there's like I think it's like a 15-minute cooldown before it's, you know, and it resets the heat level and it makes it so you can actually at least do something for beating. But back then, nope. I don't think I really got anything worth sticking around for. Okay, I think it was back here was the exit. One of these days I'll learn to keep my rifle loaded. Yeah, there we are. Whoa, where did you come from? Guess you guys were up there waiting for me? Screamer. Did you get the scream off? I don't know. I never know. It's like you would think it needs to be the full scream, but sometimes they'll only do a partial, and you'll still end up seeing the horde incoming. So I think just back then it was more iffy. All right, but we cleared that. So is that Tier 5 number 3 for the night? Alright, and it's 15:38. I don't think I have time enough to do another one. So I guess we'll hang out around the house. I gotta see about some more ammo, make sure I've got everything set up and ready to go. Take my repair stuff, make sure my electricals are good to go. We just gotta wait for the horde and see how well this goes. I'm concerned with explosion things. That's the one thing that my horde base is weak to.
Welcome time.
Or not weak to, but that's the only weakness that could be exploited, is if something blows up my electronics. And hopefully I've got it set up this time so that's not gonna happen.
With gas.
Okay, I don't need extra of that. Alright, let's go put this stuff away. Yeah, it's gonna be weird going back to regular on a stream. Just been playing this Alpha 20 for so long. And I had someone comment, you know, about, you know, looking fun, but they just couldn't get into it because, you know, Alpha 20, you know, it was an older Alpha. I don't know, I think that's just we enjoy it because of nostalgia reasons. There's definitely stuff I miss about the newer version, some of the quality of life stuff. But I never felt like I was missing something playing this. I should have put these the other way around so I could actually see down. A little late for that. Alright, let's get all the stuff put away.
Master, we are not alone.
Oh, it's copper. Was a copper. Your weapon. Okay, which stuff didn't... Oh, a couple pieces of armor. Always comes down to food and meds. Those are always the last thing, and they make the biggest hit to what's left to put away. One thing that's always bugged me about SMG and shotgun turrets that you can't... Oh yeah, holding them up and just like shooting at that. Yeah, I get that. That is one of the things that's fun about the junk turrets. I think it's in Rebirth where there's different tiers of the or was it something I was playing? One of the things I was playing had like upper tiers, so like you would continually level up. Actually, it's the one I stopped. It's Project Z. Project Z. I'll freely place them. SMG and shotgun turrets are placed like blocks. You mean like having power them and stuff, or? Oh yeah, I get you what you're saying, because you can actually straddle different spots over there and put them so it's actually almost inside here. I get you. Yeah. And you got to figure they already have the mechanics in to do that, so yeah, why wouldn't they be able to do that with those? Yeah, because there's times it's hard to fit those turrets in, yeah. Be nice if you could. Alright. Okay, where's my repair tool? Okay, and I'm going to grab all the stuff that I need to possibly repair all the electronics I have. Try not to overweight myself. Mechanical. Steel. And we'll just give a few more. I think that's everything over here. And then I should bring some stone. And some concrete. Okay. First off, I want to make sure my electric fence posts are good. Not too bad. You're perfectly good. With all the traffic going through, I figured it would be more damage. I think this is damage from the cop spit. How are you? You're fine. Okay, let's go outside. Make sure everything's good down there. These spike traps have actually... They're taking damage, which means, you know, that they've been getting used. But I don't have as much damage over here no more. Little bits before they get killed. I'm gonna have to remember this. If he still has these for 2.7, yeah, because you see these ones are way more damaged. I'm definitely gonna have to use that more. It's really cool, I think. But you can't put the block all the way down because this is considered a too high block. That's the only only thing I would like to be able to do differently. You know what? I should. Again, I don't think the blocks themselves weren't damaged when it got destroyed. So that's why I'm thinking that maybe it was like these partial blocks that I'm putting in. Yeah, dude, so many cool traps. Yeah. And, you know, he's doing the same thing where he's making lots of different tiers of the traps, too. Because I just, again, there's a lot of things that he does that I like because I hate doing something and then there's no way to be able to improve it. Like, you've done the best version of what's possible and, you know, now you just rehash it every time you have another horde. I'm looking forward to, you know, coming up with new different designs, because right now this is my go-to design, you know, and it works. There's a reason it's your go-to, but I would like to be able to try some different things, and I think his traps are going to make it a lot more fun. The only question is, again, is it going to be, you know, it'd be cool if like you're saying, like with the auto turrets, if there was a way to set them down on something more than just a full block. That would be cool. And I'm hoping this helps too, because he blew up here, so that meant that, I don't know if it was down here that would have been the damage blowing it up, because it's down here, so it probably would be. So hopefully using the L-shaped block will shield it. If they blow the trigger plate up, it just affects that SMG up here, which is no big deal. I still have those two I can have down here aiming if I really need to. Hardly any damage over here though, just because they don't get there very often. Most of it, I think, is just cops exploding. That was my biggest problem in the last horde, because I lost the electrics, and they would come up and I couldn't kill them before they got around the side and dropped. So once they were down, it was just a waiting game for when they would blow up. I mean, not too bad. Like, I haven't upgraded this since the Horde, so that's about as much damage as it took. Yeah, not too bad. I still think the craziest one I ever made, I had where this is. So basically, I'd say probably from here over to here and then straight across and over there was a pit. And I had this drop area over the pit, so when they would come through, they'd fall down, and basically lining the entire top of both sides were turrets aiming down into the pit. And then at the bottom of the pit, I had electric fence posts going the entire length of it, so they would fall down, get hit by the fence posts, and then you just hear this insane roar of SMGs shooting at them. I could never keep them full of ammo. I was going through crazy amounts of ammo, but there was nothing. It sounded cool when it went off too. But like I said, I couldn't keep up with the ammo, so I've never really tried it again. This one might actually be possible with Undead Legacy, just because there's different ways to be able to do it. You know, I can recycle ammos that I don't want to have or want to use. Okay, more 10 mil. Okay, let me get all the 10 mil. I want to put all the repair stuff in here. So if I have an emergency mid-fight, I can at least fix some things. How are you doing on fuel? Oh, not good at all. And I had that thing filled up. Well, don't need to save it for anything else, so let's just dump this. That should at least get us through the horde for sure. Okay, I think you guys were the only ones that weren't full. And that's because I rarely ever shoot you, so that's going to be... tonight will probably be the first time I just turn everything on at one point just to see how crazy this can get. Yeah, these two switches here, those turn on the top turrets, and these turn on these turrets. And those are controlled by the pressure plate when they step on it. 1823, we're actually getting... approaching the hour. I suppose I can go out and grab that airdrop. Again, just trying to find things to do while we wait for this last horde. Oh, come on. Yep, and we're getting the symbol now. Tell you what, it's nice to have a clock and know what day it is, because that Moonlock protocol, when all you can really do to try is to see how long you recorded and try and piece that together and figure out an approximation of what the time is. The only way you know it's a Horde night is 4 hours before the Horde starts. So basically at 1800, there's a siren that goes off, and that's when the sky turns red. So you basically have a 4-hour head start to make sure that you can get to your Horde base.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
The first time I played it before the full release, I was testing it, and I didn't know what day it was. I didn't know it was Horde night, so I'm just out and about, and I get hit with what I think is a wandering horde, and it just keeps coming. It just keeps coming. So I think maybe 20 minutes into it, I realize it's the horde, and I'm just on the ground. I have no base built or anything, so I probably went through all of my ammo, and all I was doing, I was just running down the street, turn around, shooting, run around the street to another area, turn around and shoot it. Like for the entire horde, I've never spent a horde on the ground before. That was my first, and it was definitely interesting. Tactical assault rifle. Oh my god. So two things I don't like about late game, for mods or for in general. Like the stuff doesn't scale, It's almost not worth going out for airdrops once you get to a certain point, because you're never going to get anything that compares to what you already have. Like it's the drops are like I guess like artificially locked in place. And then the same goes for the mods that decide to put in cool legendary weapons. Because again, they're an arbitrary number. They don't scale, and you almost never find them until you're end game and you've got weapons that do twice as much damage and do all the special skills. So it's like, oh, that's cool, I'll throw it in my storage box. Never use it. So yeah, so it's like, if there was a way to make things scale, like if you have a legendary weapon, I don't know, maybe it's just not possible in current 7 days. But, maybe have like the tiers like you do with regular weapons, 1 through 6, so you can find a, lower tier something, but just something that makes it so it's like at the end you still have, it seems as like a cool thing to actually use. And it's just, I've played Darkness Falls, completed it twice. Once on stream, once just by myself. And I've never found a legendary weapon at the point in my loot stage or my game stage where it actually would have been usable. It's always at the end of the game, and it's just not worth using. Now it sounds like, I think Subquake's doing something with weapons, isn't he? Be interesting to see how he did it, if he found a way to make it so that they're actually, I don't know whether they're scalable, but getting them at the right point in time with where you are, Maybe it needs to be tied to a... No, because he likes RNG, so you'd still have to find it. Yeah, I don't know how you would do that. I really don't. And it's sad, like I said, because some of them, the flavor text on them is cool, and they seem like they'd be cool to use, but again, you're... Especially in Darkness Falls, all the stuff like how it prevents the demons from... regenning, that's on every laser and carbine, coil weapon you have already. and the amount of damage it does doesn't compare to the laser weapons. So, I mean, it's a nitpick because they still have, cool weapons. It's just, I don't know, if you get a named weapon, especially when it's a separate color, I don't know. I just think it should. Oh, I have more of those left. It should be special. It shouldn't just look special. It should feel special. Okay, 762 HP. Actually, I think I should just stick everything that I have that matches my weapons into that same chest I have over here. I haven't tried Molotovs. Can I make more Molotovs? Because I could throw it from here, and it would hit the bars and probably light up that entire area on fire. That might be interesting. Actually, I should probably test it before the actual Horde night. Just to make sure I don't regret this. It's not a full opening, but it's not super constricted. Alright, let's give it a try. So, let's see. Okay, right click it, then left click. Okay, that actually works. Okay, can I make a bunch more? I'm out of... Oh. I'm not. Empty jars, gasoline. Oh, that only for... okay. Only come in supply drops only. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but there's got to be, like you said, it's got to be a way to actually make it work, and I think that would be cool if they could. Okay, I definitely have the jars. And I have these. Let's go fill it up with gas. And again, I know it's nitpicking, because a lot of work goes into these overhaul mods and stuff. I think it's a wasted opportunity. So I'm trying to remember back. Ravenhurst did some stuff way back in the day. I don't remember how it was. Actually, you know what it could be? You could make... Sorry, Droney, I need your help.
All systems go. How may I help?
It's only in the loot tables of, like, those high-end zombies. So especially if you have, say it only drops from irradiated zombies. That way, it's at the time that you're fighting them, so it might actually... Interesting. That could work. Molotov. Where do I make Molotov? I thought it would be the ballistics. Backpack?
Great to see you, Master.
That was unexpected. That's why it didn't see all the stuff, because you can't craft the wireless crafting in your backpack. Yeah, how to keep airdrops. Oh, that too. Because I don't think... No, they have to, because you do have a little bit of variation. Like, you're not getting a sniper rifle in an airdrop when you're only, day 3. So something is built into there. Yeah, I think they could definitely do something, especially call it, what loot stage, because right now I'm at 476, so loot stage usually is kind of based off of where you are level-wise too, so you could cap things that you couldn't get it until a certain one, but that it gets almost guaranteed to get something, like I said, there just seems like there's so many ways that they could make this cool. Huh? How did I make that many off of one thing? It must be one of those recipes where I thought I needed way more gas than that. thought I made more oil. I can make more oil. I need... That's all the cans I have? I think I can make cans. I don't know. I'm thinking of having some fun with the Molotovs here tonight. Times 20. Oh, geez. That's 100. Jeez, 20 at a time. Okay. That's not too bad for the time for those oils. I think that's probably enough to make what I want. Now that I know I don't need as much fuel as I had before. Where are you? There you are.
All systems go. How may I help?
Yeah, way more gasoline than I think I needed. But I'm at that point in the game. No reason to hold it back. Okay, I am just missing the oil. Yeah, we're gonna have a ton of Molotovs. I've never done that before either, I'll be honest. That's never been a thing that I actually use, is actual Molotovs. I know some people, that's like one of their part of their design for fighting the hordes is Molotovs. Okay, let's put some of these rounds. We're at 2100. We're almost ready to fight this thing. Alright, 762. Okay, there's my 50-50. So I have AP, HP, regular. I have extra 10 mil, so I can put that in here. And if these guys start running out, I can actually refill it. Ton of regular 556, some HP, and then 762 and HP. Is that all the 762 I have left? Apparently I've been going through it. I could make... dang. Well, that was an oversight. I thought I had way more left. Oh well. I can't use this thing when there's demolishers because I have this thing has a chance of blowing them up. So, see, I can make some more mollies. This should be a fun horde. Okay, so 15. Oh, it's not 15 gasoline cans. It's 15 units of gas that comes from the cans. That's what threw me off. Okay. 45 minutes left. Make sure there's nothing else up here. I made the mistake of trying exploding bolts at one of my first. I hit over there and immediately destroyed my fence post. And that horde night became nothing but me chasing running, speeding zombies. I suppose I could take the slugs for the shotgun. I think this one takes both, right? The other one didn't. Yep, okay. So I could use slugs if I wanted to, which probably would be smarter for here. Only thing is, and that was the reason I put the turret up an extra block, is because that block right there is right in my line of sight for shooting. So I didn't want to accidentally, because I did that in another one too. I was shooting over there and like 5 minutes into the horde, I exploded the turret over there. Okay, do I have lights on? I do now. That is a little bit obnoxiously bright. Hilarious, though. And I guess this will tell me once they start, because that's gonna go crazy as soon as they hit. And that, again, that's this one here. So this one controls these two plus that. I think those up there. I think it goes up to relay, and then from there over to there. I think those are powered. Make sure they're powered. Right? Yep, you guys are powered. 'tis going to be a fantastic and crazy send-off. I'm hoping running the set insane is gonna make it kind of crazy. Nine minutes. Alright, what do I want in these? I think to start off, I probably want the HP. Gotten the slugs. I think for you, I'll just go standard. Save the good stuff for later. And I don't have a lot of anything but those, man. Yeah. I thought I had way more 7.62 than I did, but apparently I've been going through it and I didn't make any more. Okay, here we go. I think I'm going to use the regular stuff up. See if anything actually makes it up for me to shoot. Almost. Yeah, no, I ran out of... I used up all my gunpowder. I went to go get some crafting and I realized I was out of gunpowder. You guys turned off and go back to a normal. Yeah, I was making all that other stuff thinking that I was good on 7.62 and not as much as I thought. That's just that one up there shooting behind him too. I meant to put a switch for that one so I can turn that one off, but it's getting powered off the same thing as the fence post, so there's just no way for me to turn it off. The only thing I don't like about the sniper is I have to reload it often. Even the shotgun, it's only got like 13 rounds, so it's not like that much better.
Master, we are not alone.
Man. Maybe it'll run out of ammo soon. Right now, it's taking all my kills. I mean, I suppose I could just shoot out the pressure plate. And then it would have no reason to... It wouldn't be getting fed power anymore. Only have 200 of these, so... Died before I could line up my headshot. Hits for the green. Oh, but you can see I gotta switch back to something else. You can already see I'm destroying that concrete block back there. I think if that goes down, that takes that turret with it. I'm surprised I haven't seen the demolisher yet. Come on. I can barely get a shot off. Well, like I said, a boring horde is a good horde. It means you designed it right. What the fuck? They're getting silly. I want that thing to run out of ammo. I like actually participating in my hordes, and right now I definitely should have upgraded that block to steel. I think I'd feel much better if I had. Do you remember the old... I don't remember when they actually changed it, but the older versions of 7 Days, where if you had a steel block and you broke the steel block, it would turn into a concrete block, and then down to all the way down to the base blocks. That must have been a free even this, probably like in the teens somewhere. But that was back when you had 2 layers of wood, 2 layers of iron, technically 2 layers of concrete because you had wet concrete until it dried.
You're not alone.
Oh, okay. Were you around at least though when they had wood, the reinforced wood, into the iron, and then the it was like a reinforced iron, and then you had wet concrete, dried concrete, and then you got into the steel finally. But there was a lot of layers in between. It took a lot more blocks to upgrade, so it was cheaper to just start with it. I mean, it still is kind of, but I mean really cheaper back in the day. 18? Nice. I think I started either 12 or 13. I think I came in right when they the first time they had the snow biome. That was like a new biome. And it's funny too, because I remember exactly when I started playing Minecraft, because I started playing when they introduced the piston. And I don't know that I ever would have played that game, except for one of my buddies from work was like trying to convince me to play it. He's probably one of the smartest guys I've ever known. Like legitimately, like he was part of like those, what do they call them? They're hackers, but they don't do it to steal stuff. They they figure out how to hack into something, and then ethical. Very, very good. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, he was like, it was in a group of ethical hackers, and like his group actually won. Like they have like competitions and stuff every year. But he was telling me I needed to play this game, and all I could see was the voxel graphics and everything. And then he told me one day that he was making a nuclear reactor, and I was like, huh? Modded. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I was hooked. It got me as soon as I started playing. And if you want to see something sad and depressing, go watch my earliest videos on my YouTube channel. It's funny, I got one that's a comment that keeps coming up. Like 6 years ago, the guy is basically going to see a tree farm, back, at, we're talking like 15 or 16 years ago. And he's like, this video's old as fuck. And it's like, that comment's like from 6 years ago. Funny part is, I think if I had been able to stick with it back then, because I had gotten up to over 200 subscribers just doing it in my free time back, when I was between my kids' naps and things, and then I didn't do anything for years. So now I'm up to 400, which is cool. Actually, 401. So it's been a slower grind, but I just wonder if I could have been able to stick with it back then. But I think it would have been a different mentality if I did back then. Because nowadays, it's something to keep me busy and, take the place of a lot of what was my time in the military back then. Whereas when I first started that, I had like every other person started a YouTube channel, had the dream of making it big, and yeah. Turn you back on. Just for the fun of it. I love hearing the thing just go crazy. But that's, Renevo. That's how I met Renevo. Because we were playing the same mod, and at the time he was running a server called Burpcraft. And it's funny too, because I just missed him, but the original people that he played with over there, and the running joke was once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you had to leave the server. It was kind of a running joke. But Generic V, Hypno, a few other guys, they got their start, playing with him on there. Again, that was before my time. But he was playing a mod from Flower Child called Better Than Worse, and they had it was very interesting. Amy got up to 1100 something before I quit it. My gaming channel was never anything serious, so that, it's always niche. It's always finding something that you actually like to do. Because if I was trying to build a channel and I was trying to, follow the trend or whatever, then it would become. You can't shoot anything right now. Yeah, it would be fun because you're doing something that isn't something you're passionate about. You're just trying to. All right, I want to get kills too. So that's one of the reasons why I love making videos on 7 days. It's something I could play forever. Like, it's a fun game. And with mods, it's constantly a new game. That's one of my favorite parts, is that, the mod makers just keep coming up with new ways to make it fun. But there are some games, like I've thought about it now that it would be fun to be a variety streamer, because there's actually other games that I enjoy playing. But the other thing is trying to stay. Yeah, nice. So one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm currently multi-streaming. So I'm actually streaming this on both Twitch and YouTube. So I used to have to take my, on my OBS, I'd have it streaming and recording both. And then I would take the recording, because if I tried to take the video off Twitch, it was terrible. So I could, record it in HD, and then I would divide it up either into hour-long or hour-and-a-half-long things, and then post them separately. But it was going on my normal channel, so I was putting out 2 videos a day. One was Undead Legacy, the other was whatever my YouTube series at that time is. And it really messed with the algorithm, because one series, was getting, a certain type of viewer, and the other series was getting a different one. And so it kind of messed up with the, who they were suggesting it to, just all those kind of things. So now that I'm streaming on YouTube, it shows up under YouTube Live, so it's a little bit of a different thing on the YouTube side. So it's not competing directly with what I'm putting out on YouTube, but it's still there. And what I found is there's a lot of people that don't have Twitch. That people that watch on YouTube, that they just don't have Twitch. And so as soon as I started streaming this, like that very first stream, I ended up with like 7, 8, 9, 10 people on YouTube. Because they got the notification, and so it's cool to do the multi-stream, because I'm basically where I have the largest community, we'll call it, because I just hit 100 followers on Twitch, but I've got 400 subscribers on YouTube. So now that they get the notifications, I don't have to hope that they'll come over and cross platforms to come watch me on Twitch, because I think some of my Undead Legacy videos, even though they were long and stuff, I was getting 150 views on a VOD replay. Sometimes it actually outperformed my normal edited videos. So it's funny, I got my first check from Twitch last week, $50 whole bucks.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I think I was monetized like 3 months ago, so it took 3 months for me to earn $50. Supposedly everybody's like, oh, you should go to Twitch now. I don't know. Now the thing that actually I think held me up from going to YouTube for the longest time was I knew how to do all the stuff on Twitch, the announcements and things like that, and thought I was gonna have to do different things on YouTube. But it's all I have is like a not a download, but a separate thing for OBS that gives you multi-streaming. And so whatever I'm doing on Twitch is also showing up on YouTube, so I didn't have to do anything different. It's the exact same overlays that I'm already using. It's the exact same announcements, all the different stuff. I didn't have to do anything other than install a plugin. That's what I'm thinking of. And now when I hit go live, then I hit one more button for it to go live on YouTube. So it actually you know, if you are thinking of going back and, you know, like for YouTube, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to look into doing the multi-streaming. Probably help you in that process. But it's kind of cool. The only thing I haven't been able to figure out yet, and I want to, is I want to figure out a way to combine chat for both YouTube and Twitch and have it show up together. I'm still struggling with that. Yeah. I'm thinking of trying to get into Kick. I don't even have a Kick membership now, so it's probably wouldn't be a bad... I mean, it sounds like they're doing better than Twitch right now at what Twitch does. YouTube's a whole different thing. It's hard to compare those together. So I think Twitch and Kick are more similar. And I'd be starting from scratch there. I don't have, you know, obviously since I don't have even a membership. But, you know, the hope is that somebody gets bored, you know, sees you stream, goes to check you out, and comes back. I mean, I think that's how I got you, right? Yeah, and I do see it's growing. And I think, and again, if I were in it for the money, then I would obviously be looking at that, because it sounds like that you know, Twitch is better for streamers anyway. Yeah, and that's, honestly, that's kind of the way I figured it was going to be, you know, when I started streaming, you know, and however long it takes, you know, but, you know, one you know, person at a time, you know. And on YouTube side, it's the same way. I've got a few people that, you know, I put a video out and they're watching it within, you know, 30 minutes to an hour, commenting, liking, and, you know, it's cool. So at some point, you know, I'm going to end up, you know...
Master, we are not alone.
I would like to end up to the point where I need moderators and stuff. I mean, right now I don't, but, you know, I think that's one of those ways. I think a lot of times is, you know, it's just the people you get to know, you know, throughout your journey, and those ones, you know, tend to know you better and know what you know, like or don't like. Like, my kids keep asking me to make them mods. Like, no. I don't think they're going to go out and abuse it, but I don't want to take the chance of it. So right now, Renevo's basically he has full control. You know, that's probably one of the people that I trust the most. And we've actually, you know, met him online, but I've got to actually hang out with him. I remember the first time going to BlizzCon. I wish I could have gone a couple more times, because he would have taken me to some of the parties. But, I don't know. COVID hit, and things got different after that. What time is it? Ooh, 2 more hours to go. Another thing I like about Rebirth is as soon as the Horde starts, the clock goes away and a little banner ends up in the middle of your screen, and it tells you how many zombies you've killed and how many headshots. So it's like you can actually, you know, track your your progress and kills and stuff, instead of having to check before the Horde and then look at the numbers afterwards and see, you know, how many extras you got. The other thing that you know, that I got to figure out too, you know, at some point is this, you know, do I need to adjust my screen times? And I guess it really depends on who the audience is. Like if I tend to, you know, get more people that are outside of the U.S., because that's really, really eye-opening sometimes. Looking at my stats on YouTube for the channel stats, it'll tell you, you know, the percentage of the viewers you have by age-wise. Oh, finally got one of those guys. By age, by location, by language, and things like that. So apparently, you know, there's people that watch the videos that don't even speak English, and they, you know, they got that horrible translation. I hear horror stories. Oh, another one. But yeah, you know, obviously apparently my target group is in our age group, 40 plus. You know, which is fine. You know, I tend to be a more chill, casual. I'm not, you know, one of those guys that makes all kinds of, you know, freaky, overexcited, animated kind of stuff. I'll never be able to do that, even if I wanted to. Oh, out of AP. And then apparently I get a decent amount that are outside of the U.S. So, again, I don't think I have enough data yet to be able to figure out where where I'd fit better. Worst thing is if I were to find out that I need to get up early in the morning, then it's like that's why I retired, so I wouldn't have to wake up early anymore. Like I like the evening streaming, but we'll figure it out at some point. I may have to adjust it. Right now, I'm just having fun, enjoy getting to hang out and chat with people. And I like that I'm getting more and more like and it's funny too because a lot of who I get they come into different parts of the stream. So like I got a couple people that show up early on, and then some in the middle, and then usually pop in towards the later end when you wake up. So it's kind of cool that different time zones. So it's like, oh, well, I got to go to bed. Cool, and then 10 minutes later someone else pops in and. I just wish I had more time to actually watch stuff myself. I heard, from people that, been making, doing stuff for years, and they talk about how it's like they just don't have time to, watch other streamers and things like that, because when they're not streaming, they're editing, they're recording. I missed. Oh, that. That's kind of where I find myself now. Not anything major to complain about. But it's like I made the decision when I started this that I would do every day, one video a day, and I've gotten into a pretty good routine, where I'll record a block. So I usually record like three episodes worth of content, so that way I don't have to, I'm not worried about whether it's loud in my neighborhood or my kids are over here or something like that. I can edit with whatever's going on around me. So I'll record them all in one day, and then I tend to probably edit one every day, so I'm not overwhelmed with both. And sometimes I'll just get in the flow and I'll end up editing them all, and those are the fun days because that means I can play. And I think that's kind of where I am right now with Ark. I want to get back to it, so it's like I'll sit down and do a full recording session, and then I'll come back and I'll do a full editing session, and then have like a day or so. Weekends are fun though, because I have a lot more time on the weekends, even when my kids are around. The streaming part, oddly enough, even it's less now that I'm not posting the videos of it, but for like an hour plus after I streamed, I used to have to be editing and stuff to put the episodes up. Now it just automatically does it through YouTube, which is fantastic. Just one less thing on the plate. So I'm curious to see how Vane does. Because last week on Wednesday, Renevo was, I forget where he said he was, but he was at some conference somewhere on the East Coast, I think. So he couldn't, play the Minecraft. So I was like, you know what? I've seen this game. Let's try it. And I just kind of threw it in, first time playing and everything. And it was cool because I got these, people that have played it before and knew a lot, and they were giving me tips and stuff. And I think, concurrent viewers throughout the night was higher than 7 days, But again, it was different people. So I think that's kind of the other cool thing too, is, some people come for the game, but it'd be cool, to start, getting people that just come for the community. Sounds so weird to say, but just just for just to hang out. That's awesome. That's the most demolishes I've ever seen come here. Wait, you know what I haven't done at all? I forgot I was going to do Molotovs.
We are not alone.
I suppose I could also throw them down here. Okay, that... Nope. Oops. I meant to throw it on the ground. That backfired. Quickly. Oh man, I can't even see him. There's so much fire going around. Yeah, I'm not going to kill anyone with a Molotov. Ooh, I got a gold bag. Remember the last time I thought I didn't have any gold bags, and then I got on the ground and there was like 3 around the ramp. We'll see. With all the demolishers I've been killing, hopefully I've got a few. 22 more minutes left. And I'm wondering if that block's going to survive. I'm curious to see how many hit points it has when I go after the Horde. Those extra itchy today. I think it's time to trim the beard and mustache.
My senses have picked up something.
Man. I wonder if it is possible to actually this is Alpha 20, so I think it still existed back then where you could actually beat the Horde and then it would just slow to a trickle for the rest. I would probably have to have, and I think that's one thing I forgot. I forgot to max out more zombie numbers, but I mean, it still seems like there's a lot here. But I know that used to be the goal. Win the Horde. That thing must have run out of ammo, because it hasn't been shooting for a while. Yeah, it's moving. Yeah, it finally ran out of ammo. Let's flip this up for the last bit of the Horde, let you guys have some fun. No reason to save ammo. Okay, let me shoot him before you guys... I know at one point they made it so traps couldn't set off demolishers, but I don't know if that was post Alpha 20. You guys are shooting them before they even get up the ramp now. Ooh, it's 404. Alright, let's...
Ready for duty.
Execute here. Alright.
Incoming enemies. Prepare for conflict.
There we go. All my extra ammo. We'll go see what we got. I think I have eye candy, so we'll pop that. See if we can't get a little bit better loot for once. Okay, man, I made 57 Molotovs and hardly used them. Oh, you go down here. There we go. Actually, no, I want to bring Mew so I can actually see how much damage stuff took. Alright, wow. Eye candy. We'll get the blues and golds first. That's another thing, like we were talking about, like the epics not having epic gear. That's not bad. I think that's... Wait. That's not an upgrade? Oh, I have... That's right, I have that. Dang. Yeah. Finding the nicer colors doesn't usually tend to mean better gear. Okay, what have we found so far? A-tier hard hat. Is that a iron? Oh, a steel. Okay, at least that's not bad. Not titanium. Add some more knowledge. I think I'm gonna end up with over 8,000 knowledge, just sitting in in reserve. I don't think there was many things I could have researched. Nothing that I wanted. I thought I had one more up here. Apparently not. Okay. Couple fancy mining helmets. Alright, we're... Oh my goodness. I can't even see. I can't even see this. Oh, it's such a small sliver. I did almost break that block. Ooh, what happened over here? Oh, yeah, that would have just been a sheet over the top of that, but they didn't damage it, so that's good. Yeah. This thing's a beast. Let's see what other things. I got like small little tiny little divots here and there. Okay, that. So this is, I think, where they try to come up here. I could have made the wider opening area. I don't know. It's one of those couldn't be bothered. Good grief. Everything's just barely damaged. Except for this, and that's me. That was all me. Cool. Oh, I mean, that was a decent send-off for her. Power's still there, so it didn't damage the lights. Cool. Oh, man. Oh, I'm heavy. That's...
Great to
like,
see
why
you,
can't I jump?
Master.
Yeah, no, this was fun. This was the first time that they didn't blow up my electrical, and I actually lasted for the whole horde. So yeah, no, that really went well. I didn't find very many toys. Would have liked to have found more. I got like the little robot and the little elephant. But yeah, this thing. Guess we'll do one last walkthrough. Again, I really liked how this up here turned out. And that was limited in what I could use. Like, there was a lot less, you know, type of stuff that I could have put on these walls normally. But it still looks pretty good. That's right, I forgot. You gotta pretend that you can squeeze through there. Probably one of the better looking showers. God. I would actually love to have this in my house. This room here would be... Imagine having this as your streaming room or something. Bedroom's alright. Crazy thing is when you go up top and you realize the footprint of this and how, you know, fitting all this into here. Or actually, it wasn't as much fitting, it was trying to figure out how to expand it big enough to fill the rooms. And I hated this one the most. I wasn't able to put hardly anything in here that really adds to it other than a clock and a light. But the doors, I think the doors are my favorite part. Like that, in my mind, that is a sign of a great mod when they actually give you like the ability to put decent looking doors down. And they all look the same because I chose that. Like there's actually a lot of different textures and colors you could use, but I liked how this looked with the hallway colors. Cool. Well, I mean, that took us all the way up to 11:20, so you know, a little bit past my normal, but I really wanted to send her out in style. Tomorrow I will be playing Vane, so we'll be picking that one back up. Definitely enjoyed that, so we'll see how much progress I can make. I think at the end of the stream on Wednesday, I for a little bit longer, I was taking stuff from my vehicle up into my house, but I didn't go anywhere else, so that'll be fun. So anyways, I really appreciate everybody for coming out tonight, both on Twitch and on YouTube. It's been a really fun evening. I think it was the build up trying to get to the actual horde, trying to find stuff to do. I really had fun doing those tier 5s with this set to insane. Definitely went from being boring to a few times being a little bit hectic, so it was a lot of fun. So anyways, hope you guys actually come and join me tomorrow on Vane. And then Wednesday, I believe I will be back with Renevo again. If he is unavailable, then I'll play Vane again. But yeah, I appreciate everybody from coming by. If you are watching this VOD on Twitch and you enjoyed it, please hit that follow button. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe on YouTube as well. Again, it's free. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.